So I'm going to be honest here. I actually think standard is in a pretty bad spot for players like me specifically that like to try to find a brew that is extremely effective. And I don't think there's much else to like explore really. There are some pretty cool combo decks and stuff like that, but nothing can really top blue white. And unfortunately, since this is a metagame where I think blue white is like so clearly the best deck, playing anything else just does not feel good because it feels like you're hindering your win percentage for basically no reason, because I might as well just play blue white control, right? But I set out to play another deck that I theoretically would enjoy if it was good, and I'm trying to solve the matchups for this deck, because I think if I manage to solve it, it will be in a place where it's good enough that I'm willing to play it, because it has good matchups against theoretically most of the good decks in the meta. It does struggle against Boros though, and that is the key matchup that I think you have to solve before you can play this deck at the level that you want to play it at, or at least that I want to play it at. So I set out to do that, and the control matchup is generally already good with a blue kind of tempo deck. The problem is I felt like I had to sacrifice most of those slots that were dedicated to control just because the deck is kind of already okay against control. In post board, it's a lot easier against control. Like, you're gaining a lot more tools than they are in that matchup. So I figured the harder matchup to, win game 2 and 3 against are going to be aggro decks, because those decks are so consistent and so fast when you don't have the right answers or good answers that you kind of have to win game 1. I think it's more important to win game 1. So I set out to do that. I'm playing Path of Peril main deck. I'm playing 2 Grixis Command. At first, I only had 2 Path, 1 Grixis Command, but I think I'm going up now. I'm trying to play cards that do not get wrecked by your own sweepers, so I'm trying out Schooner as well. I don't think Schooner is that effective against aggro because it requires something else to block. So it's a double-edged sword. 1, it's better because of the sweeper, obviously, but 2, it's not as good on blocks on turn 2 unless you have Siren. So there's that. And then another card that's kind of interesting that I'm testing out is Extract the Truth. Extract the Truth allows you to, it's your only answer to enchantments, basically. And it is actually kind of okay against control decks, against ramp. This card seems to hit a decent amount of cards that are impactful in the meta in a bunch of different decks. So I'm testing it out. I kind of want a second one, but it seems like it might hurt you too much to play a second one in the main deck because of the tempo loss of not playing a creature. So like, I can't really cut a Schooner. I can't cut a Bat, obviously. I don't think I can cut a Siren. So then what's left? Like, cutting one of my sweepers, which would be the most obvious answer. But then that goes against my initial goal of beating Boros in the main deck. So then you could kind of maybe cut a Gix or a Kaito, stuff like that. Another question mark is, do I even want Gix at all in this deck? Because this card is not good when you're behind, even though it is extremely effective when you're ahead, but you also need to play a creature for it to be that effective, right? So you need to curve out, you need to be on the play, theoretically, or you need to be in a really good spot on the draw, which is less likely. So initially I just split, the Gix and the Kaito, because at least Kaito, it's usually better as a top deck when you're behind. It's just better in, when you're behind, period, because it phases out. It allows you to, guarantee the ninja token, or you can loot or do whatever you want, basically, when you're behind. At least it has an impact immediately. The only value for Gix is that it's a 3/3 blocker, but I don't think that's valued too highly in this deck specifically. I don't know, because I'm playing more sweepers, right? So theoretically I might need a little bit less blocking. I don't know, I'm still unsure. It's still like a card that is pretty good when you're ahead too. It's just you don't get the body with it. But then by that same logic, this is a body, so it can get removed, right? So again, there's a lot of it's really interesting. I'm enjoying the problem solving that's going through trying to tune a deck like this, because there are so many things that are like double-edged swords that are like good in this situation, bad in this situation, trying to find the best middle ground between all of those, and trying to like really hone in on how to tackle these problems. That's really interesting to me, and that's what really is interesting about Magic the Gathering for me as a whole, is the whole deck building aspect. And I think this one specifically is giving me a real challenge, and I appreciate that, because I actually feel like there's definitely some potential here. It's just a matter of time, and hopefully it's actually the case, right? Because it could just be like a false idea where this deck can never reach the point that I want it to reach, but I'm working on it. Arcfiend is also a theoretical good card against Boros. I initially had 4 But I think that's not very good because the problem is I was running out of slots in the sideboard and I really wanted Shield Red in some matchups, like the Esper matchup against Control. I think it's better. I think it's just better in general than Arcfiend, but Arcfiend specifically, if you combo it with a sweeper, is just absolutely backbreaking for Boros. So you can like instantly win the game by curving out an Arcfiend. If you're not dead by then, that's a problem. And then sweeping them and you just win. You just win on the spot. So that upside is really interesting. I still have to test it a lot more though. And then 2-bat is something I think I'm really on the bat train now. I think this card is incredible, and I don't see the point in not playing 2 really, because 1 copy, every time I draw it, I'm so happy that I feel like I just want to draw it more often, and that's why I'm playing 2. And to compensate for, you know, having no counter magic in the main deck basically against Control, I figured it would be possible to play Former X. I did the math, it is possible. So yeah, you have Former X now, so at the very least, you have that alternate game plan potentially that can win against Control. It's still not going to be a great matchup game 1, but you can also just not draw the bad cards, mostly Path of Peril and then like your, you know, Go for Throw and stuff like that. You can still put some pressure on them if you're on the play. So again, this deck is naturally good against Control if you get the right cards. But yeah, then the sideboard is like basically fully stacked against Control. You got Duress, you got 3 counter spells, you got 2 enter the battlefield counters. You got Lily, you got another Kaito, you got Urtai. That's a lot of cards to bring in against Control, and then the rest is mostly like 1 more removal spell to round out the aggro matchup. Same thing for the 1 extra path, and the extract as well that you can play against Control if you want to, but probably not the other extract because I said I wanted the second one to deal with enchantments, and then the hearse for those like really combo-y graveyard decks. Anyways, that's all I'm gonna say about this. I'm actually going to play more of this, and I'm going to try to advance the deck in a direction that is hopefully going to be satisfactory. And yeah, look forward to that if you're interested. But I'll leave you with some gameplay here to check out, you know, how this deck plays for yourself. Anyways, I'll leave you with that. Okay. I mean, it's playable. It's just mana awkward, but 2 mulligans, that's a really good sign for me. Unlucky. I'm not surprised it's Boros in that spot. Yeah, I can't really play the Siren on turn 1 here. Okay, they're still in it, for sure. Boros is a deck that actually plays relatively well on 5, I think. Mostly because of this. But I do, again, my main deck is ready for Boros, theoretically. Like, I have the Arcfiend, I have the Sweepers. I mean, I guess I don't have that many Sweepers, but more than usual, yeah. I mean, it's crazy I'm in this position. That's how strong Boros is. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. I just can't really attack. Like, it's just not. So, yeah. I think I just lose, honestly. This will be a flyer. I still have a turn for Arcfiend. Maybe. To stabilize me, because this will not become a 6-power creature yet. Oh, never mind. Alright, that's really unfortunate. Now I really need the path. Or at least a removal. So I haven't found anything to deal with that. It's pretty unfortunate. There's a bat. Can chump block that, I guess. I mean, at this point, if I sweep them once, they're probably going to lose, so Jeez. Oh my. I don't know if I'm winning anymore now. I mean, I'm blocking with the Siren, right? Could stall one more turn with the bat, maybe? I mean, okay. Did they scry top? I think they must have. I mean, and they can do it upkeep anyways, right? Unless it's sorcery? Yeah, okay. Well, either way, I don't. I mean, there's no way. I need to dig. It's actually interesting. Maybe I don't. No, I should jump block. Does that mean I don't crew schooner? Because I need this to block these if they attack. But I guess they probably won't attack. And I want to make this bigger anyways. Yeah, it's probably... It's probably correct. Because I think I need to... I need to get... My only out is a sweeper, so I think I actually need to attack with that. At least it gets me one deeper. Yeah, they had land. That's what I expected. They're not playing that. That's very interesting. I don't think that's a very good play, because if I find the sweeper here, they're gonna regret not playing that. Because that would survive. And then they'd have the push with the knight as well. Okay, that's interesting. I'm trying to buy time for the sweeper, but it's not really... Okay, it's actually ridiculous. I need a sweeper or one of my 4 go for the throats. Or Gix's command. I still have flyers to block, but... The vigilance is brutal. Okay, if I just find an answer for this, the game just ends, right? Whether that be the sweeper... or anything else, I don't know. I can discard that, which I guess is fine. Maybe it's... Is it better for me to attack with this or block that? It's kind of interesting. Like, I get... The discard on this is valuable in this position, I think. I think I'm gonna attack. I think it's riskier, but it's also higher upside if I find a sweeper too. Okay. Yeah, this is not gonna end well, I think. Always try though. I do have to play that, right? Because they're gonna have another flyer. I think I'm alive, not sure. Jump block. Okay. This is... I don't know. It realistically here, I think I should have won on average because I have so many answers to this, but... And I'm a third... No, I'm 1/4 into the deck already with 0 answers. I guess maybe 3 sweepers not enough. I might have to play another Gix's command. Probably. Which deck does blue-white have the worst matchup against? Some kind of tempo deck, like blue, mono blue maybe, or like... I think it's usually like the blue-white graveyard thing that reanimates. Mono red can be hard. That's about it. Yeah, it's mostly like mono red and a blue tempo deck, whatever that is. I don't think making that bigger is better than making this bigger. I could be wrong though. All right, I think I don't know. This is tricky because they didn't buff this, right? So theoretically I could block here. But if I do find an answer for this, then whatever. I can't really do it. It's just gotta be. Wait, can I win? No. I was gonna say maybe a swing with that, but I don't think so. Okay, that buys me an extra turn, maybe. Allows me to potentially flip the tempo as well. Okay, that would have been a disaster. Is flipping the temple more value than playing Shieldra in this position? Questionable, I would say. I don't think either of them matters, really. Nah, it's probably flip the temple. Unless, wait, can they just swing all and I'm dead? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. The bat living is probably part of my win condition. I can't believe I can't find a removal spell for this. It's so frustrating. So yeah, like they got unlucky with the mulligan, but I mean, then again, it wasn't that unlucky because they actually found like a super good opening hand. And then, okay, that's good. Wait, that's really good. Wait, that's insane. Okay, I forgot about that. That's something I still have not integrated to this day. The fact that this works off of any discard happening, it's still not registering in my brain that that actually happens with like channel lands, with the flood tokens, whatever it is. And that gives me a free block on that. That is a big misplay for them. And honestly, I made that misplay in the past too, so it's not like I can't really fault them for that. Another bat, sure. Why didn't they do this source? Oh, because they want to get me post sweeper. Okay. So if this is a thing, I can attack and draw if I want to. Yeah, it is. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I would say probably not. I'm probably looking to block here and play shield run. I can keep reanimating that temporarily. The shield run might kill them. This is kind of a weird spot. I don't. If I win without interacting with this, that's like actually absurd. But I don't think I'm gonna win. They just have to draw like any aura type effect, and I'm out. Or removal spell, pretty much anything. Okay, they didn't. Looks like they didn't find anything, or maybe they're just doing this because they want the flyer. So that doesn't tell me much actually. That doesn't tell me much at all. At this point, I'd rather find a removal spell than a sweeper, but it's funny. I could have found a cut down for that too at any point. This one, before it was too big. I feel like I can just do this, and that would be kind of okay. In fact, that might be like totally okay. I don't think they can activate that. That's actually okay, because then I just need one answer for this. It ups the odds of me finding a singular answer. I get to keep my bat as well. So, it's definitely worth. Not sure why they wouldn't pump it even more. Oh, then they lose to attacks. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm in a position here that they can't really do that. Okay. That's not good, but is there a way maybe where... Is there a line where I attack with this? And just swing with everything? Probably not. Okay. Let's assume they block the highest power among cards that I own. So it'd be block, block, block. It would be 4 attacking, 4 in the air, and then they would have to block here, right? And then they die to Shieldred. That is assuming they have nothing else, though. Alternatively, I could just wait one more turn and activate. I can just activate the bat. Yeah, it's probably... It's interesting, because if they have nothing... I should test the waters here. Let me see. Okay, they have nothing. I'm gonna do it. They have nothing. I'm gonna do it. It forces them to block the Shieldred, right, with this, so they lose. Wait, am I correct that's the correct assumption here, where they have to block the Shieldred because they die to it, guaranteed? Because they can't block these, right? So assuming this has to block a 4-power creature, these always go through. Then block, block, block. That would be 6 damage going through that. Okay, so they are forced to block the Shieldred, which means they lose this, which means they lose the game, right? Because then they also have to block this guarantee, so they lose 1 creature. I gain 8. And then I also have a blocker on the back. Okay, yeah, wow. Unbelievable. I don't know how I won that. I mean, I do know, but... If they didn't make that mistake, I think they would have been in a little bit of a better spot where I had a free block on one turn because of the discard. Is blue-black control possible? No. It's definitely not. Now, blue-black control you list to like literally every deck in Standard, I think. Everybody has Cavern, everybody has like enchantments and stuff. It's like impossible. If you have no tempo, you're just gonna lose. I think I don't have enough sweepers. That's maybe something I realized there. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I have Extract for a reason, right? It's to be played in this matchup, so it's gonna happen. I don't value Schooner that much, so I think it's something like this, maybe. It could be Duress, realistically. I mean, again, on the draw, my matchup is pretty bad, so... It could be Tidebinder as well. I don't think Schooner is good at all, really. I'm gonna play Tidebinder. Or 1 Tidebinder. The matchup is just tricky on the draw. It might be worth the gamble, the Duress gamble. They've shown cards. They've shown more than just the enchantment. They've shown the case as well. That removes stuff. And I'm sure post-board they're gonna have to respect some of my creatures a little bit more, so they're gonna bring in even more removal. So theoretically, I might have even more hits. Okay, that's fine. Do I open with a removal spell here? I don't think so, right? Like, I don't know to what extent I want to lower their creature count before the night comes out. If I didn't have the bat, I think I would do it, maybe, or hold up. No, I wouldn't do it, either way. They're willing to trade here. It's always correct to play this. I'm just thinking of, like, is there any world where it's not? Oh. Wow. That is disgusting. Gotta take the knight, otherwise I lose. And it's not in hand. This is interesting, but this is actually a really interesting decision. Because I actually feel like I'm in a bad spot here. Where it might be worth the risk of them. I mean, they don't have that many lands in the deck to begin with, I think. So if I take the reinforcements, I think the odds are they probably don't draw the land. If they draw it, it's pretty bad for me though. But it's not like, it's not game over. I just think them resolving more 1/1s here would be kind of problematic, but maybe not. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take this anyways. It's not like, I guess it's not like super bad, because I could also just RNG explore and get the +1, and then we're in a good spot. But it's RNG, so yeah, they didn't find the land. Okay, but they didn't find the land, but they also found something else to play. So I'm actually, no, this is perfect. This is perfect. That is playing directly into my cut down, so I do not care. And I grab the other one too. This is a very good position now. Okay, if they find the knight, it's over, but anything that's not the knight, I'm fine. And even the knight I can kind of stabilize maybe later. Okay, that's a little bit scary because that will go over the Gix's command, but I guess I'll have to sack it instead. Which is also okay. I think I need to guarantee that I find the land potentially. Or at least get something, yeah. That's... Yeah, we'll no longer sweep with the Gix's command. Now it's just +2/+2 lifelink and sack, which is fine. Still very afraid of knight, but looks like it's not happening this turn either. That is not good. That is good. Being ahead on life means that I really can't attack with this. Okay, wow. It's very scary games because this matchup is extremely difficult to begin with. And I didn't even really draw the things that make my deck better against this matchup. Like the Path of Peril main deck, stuff like that. But I'm not even sure those cards are actually as good as I think they are. Because I feel like in both games, I mean, they got kind of unlucky, but I mean, maybe it's just better to not play sweepers. The problem is the knight is always a problem. The knight fills the board too much, and then I actually have to sweep. But there are definitely some positions where maybe just removing one key creature and playing like a lifelinker would work better, maybe. I don't know. Alright, let's see how this does. Oh yeah, I was thinking about second bad god. I think second bad god is correct. Because I think the card has application against both control and aggro. It's not that good against control, not by any stretch, but you know, sometimes they don't have an answer, because I have a lot of cards that need answers. I don't think I want a second copy of Reacher here. But yeah, the code is just not, I don't know. Every time I see it, it's like, it either does nothing or it's as good as any other 3-2 would be on that turn. So it's kind of like, kind of just don't care. It's just such a slow card. Like, it's theoretically good against blue-white, right? Because technically them having access to a way to deal with artifacts isn't very easy for them, because they're running, you know, get lost main deck usually, so they don't really run that much more outside of that. But once they bring in an answer for the code, and even then, even if they don't have an answer for the code, there's still things that interact with the 2-2, and then you have to spend this whole 5 mana to play a 3-2. It's like just not very effective, I think. Of course. I mean, whatever, it's fine. No, that's actually like, that's the best case scenario for me. But I wish I didn't have a Schooner. I mean, it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. I shouldn't be complaining there. Yeah, Duress main is interesting, but at the same time, I'm starting to like not appreciate, but I'm starting to understand where people are coming from with the Duress main. It's just that, again, the meta just revolves around a lot of decks that have, you know, non-creature spells. That's just a reality. Like, every deck is playing a non-creature spell in a way. And they're so impactful. Like, they're really impactful. Like, against control, it's really good to have Duress. Against ramp, it's really good to have Duress. Even against Boros, it's not good, but if you get lucky, it's still gonna change the game entirely. So it might be worth a shot, right? Okay, that was impressive. My sideboard for this matchup is not very good. This is one of the matchups that I just didn't really think about, but I mean, it's not that popular of a deck. So it is what it is. Yeah, I think the Rakdos deck is like, it's good, but it's kind of lagging behind. Like, it's kind of lacking. Because it doesn't have blue, and every other deck is playing like something just way greedier. It's like, it doesn't really have the tempo to keep up. Yeah, it's kind of doing things that other decks are doing, but not as good. But it's still a totally fine deck. Like, the gameplay flow of the deck is pretty fun, probably. So it's understandable why people play it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind playing Extract, I think. Do I want Lily? Because Lily is kind of good, but also like could be pretty bad, honestly. So it's like, I would say 50-50 it's good, 50-50 it's like mediocre. I wouldn't say it's bad ever, but it can be pretty mediocre. Yeah, it's very solid tier 2. It's like middle tier 2. Which is totally fine. Definitely playable. How many copies of Cut Down do I want? That's the better question, I think, because the bat is annoying. And you do have to deal with the bat, so just for that reason alone, I kind of feel like it's justified. Like, what am I realistically? What am I cutting? I think Gix on the Gix is pretty bad actually. Now that I think about it, on the draw, I think it's bad. I think they have they have the 3 damage from the Dino. That's already bad, and I'm not on the play. So you don't side bat? What do you mean side out the bat? Why would I remove interaction? There's no point. Why is it bad? Oh, they're so lucky. Wait, they're so lucky. That's insane. Their hand was pretty bad, and then they drew the bat. That's just GG. They have removal. Doesn't matter. They use the removal on the bat. They can't remove my other creatures. I just lost the game on the top deck. That's really annoying. Alright, that's not very useful. I don't have any way of dealing with that, so... I don't really see it out here. They're just permanently going to be behind. This matchup is hard, I think. Yeah, I think this matchup is hard. Well, if they... Yeah, I mean, it's not... It depends. It depends on their hand, right? But I really don't see a way out of this, so I'm just gonna... I'm gonna dip. I have no comeback cards. That's the problem with Dimir. You fall behind, you're just out of the game. If they have interaction for the bat, it sucks. No, it doesn't. It's a misconception. A card like this is good if they don't have interaction, and it's just any creature if they have interaction. It's the same. It's the exact same as playing any other 2-drop, other than, specific ETB that have like really crazy effects, but most of them don't have that much upside. Most of them don't have the upper ceiling that the bat does, where you take a card for a long time. So some other creatures might have like Blood Token for Harvester, but I mean, that's about it, really. I mean, the rest is just whatever other 2-drop you're playing. If it gets removed, it's bad, so it just doesn't matter. All creatures are bad if they get removed, at least, if they don't have a crazy ETB. All right, maybe playing Extract is just like so dumb. That might be the case. But yeah, the bat is always good. I mean, it's literally no downside. There's almost no. I mean, if you're sideboarding out the bat, it's just wrong. There's no siding out the bat. Every matchup is a bat matchup. A bat matchup. No. Schooner, why? Schooner's a duress magnet, but I do have bat, so now I just need land. Okay, so I want them to use the go. No, I want them to use the cut down, right? Because then it's off curve. And then they have to use 2 mana. Well, no, they wouldn't. Okay. So what? No, I have to. Okay. No, never mind. I'm going to take the go for the throat. So I should take this then. Wait. No, I should take... Yeah, this. I want them to use go for throw, then I take the cut down, and then if they want the cut down... Yeah, okay. That's what I was saying. Well, I guess they can use the go for the throat on the bat. Or I could tank the go for the throat with the preacher and then play the bat. I don't think that's... No, that's not good. That's not a good play. Oh, wait, can they... Oh, wait, can they get this back? No, they don't have mana. I was going to say, but I think they can, right? Theoretically, if they did have 3... Oh, my God. That's so unlucky. That's whatever, though. That is very unfortunate. Now I'm pretty much stuck with Tidebinder permanently. That's... They're so good at top decking, it's crazy. Okay, that's fine. Well, I don't even know if that's fine, really, at this point. They drew so well. They could just minus, I just, like, it's not fine. I think I just lose here. I need to find Duress. Or find more lands, I guess. Yeah, I need 5 mana, then I'm okay. Maybe. Okay. And Mirax is gonna do something, I guess. So I'm gonna bait out the removal spell, and then I need 1 more mana, then I can do both of these, and then we might be in a spot where I can kind of get out of. It's all about mana in these matchups where I'm pretty much permanently forced to hold this up. So if I miss land, I lose. If I find the land... Oh my... I mean, there's literally no difference, right? I might as well take it. That's actually pretty unlucky, because if they... I don't know. If they bricked at any point on removal, I would be in a spot where... I'd be in a much more playable spot, but whatever. At the same time, like... I didn't know that. Like, it's annoying because I potentially didn't have to play the bat there. I could just keep Mirexing if I knew they had that, but I mean... Okay. It's okay, I guess. Okay, now I can actually play, but the problem is, again, because they drew another removal spell, it's like I can't really play either. I'm just gonna lose my creature. And then it's all up to Shield Red, but it's probably not gonna end very well. They probably have Dino if they're playing like this, right? I mean, if they play that last turn, they just have another one. Okay. That's good. That's punishments for playing Duress. If I had 2 Bat God, this matchup would be so easy, so much easier. So they're looking to minus on my preacher. Alright, I'm just gonna trade then. Screw it. I have to start pressuring them with the preacher, right? Like, it's not that good, but I think holding it back is wrong. Then they get too much tempo. That's actually really interesting whether or not I play Shielder in this position. I don't think so. I don't think so. I have my own disruption that could be drawn as well, like Bat and then Duress as well. So forcing them to hold that and then potentially, you know, attacking and then forcing them to use it, and then I play this afterwards. And I have alternative plays as well. I think I need to play one more Restless Reef just to have maximum amount of, you know, things to do at least. Like, it would be good here, right? 4/4. Not exactly sure if I should take that, but whatever. I mean, this game would have gone a lot differently if they didn't draw that well. Could have had the Preacher down earlier. I did draw triple Bat, so whatever. If they draw Dino at any point, I kind of lose, so it's a waiting game for me. They're definitely favored in the spot. Okay. Okay. Kind of interesting. That's a good draw. I wonder if I have to make a Kaito token, right? Because otherwise, oh no, I'm +1. Actually, I'm safe now. Good draw.
I could sneak right by, but I'm itching to fight. I know something you don't know.
Alright. Fine. I mean, there's no way they use the removal spell on this to brick my thing, right? It's possible, but I feel like that would be a pretty bad play for them, so I'm gonna do it. If it was just +1/+1. That is one problem, I think, with the explore mechanic. It is, like, is very RNG. Like, it adds RNG to the game, I think, in a pretty weird way. I played this game pretty well, I think. They didn't draw super well, but after the point where, you know, we were about even on draw RNG, I think. Just that they're generally favored. Okay, I can hold up Tidebinder and I'm pretty good to go, right? It's a great spot. That's actually really surprising that I won that, because my deck is probably this is one of my weaker matchups, so I'm just not really playing cards for it.